So I guess do we say our names?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, my name's Moline,
I'm Shayla.
And I'm Kiana.
and I guess this is our like type podcast for The Hate You Give by what's her name? Angie Thomas.
Angie.
Promise.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
Yes, I have some questions written down.
Okay. I guess we could give like a quick little summary. Shayla, you want to take that away?
Okay. So basically, The Hate You Give is about a girl. Her name is Star. She's 16 years old, and she lives in a urban neighborhood, I guess. Violence. And she sees her best friend Khalil get shot. She's the sole witness to his murder. He gets shot by a cop, and she's the sole witness to his murder. And so the book is basically about her conflicts with speaking up and speaking out and trying to get justice for Khalil.
Yeah,
It's a good summary. Wow, I didn't realize how sad the book was. Yeah.
yeah. The book's I get the book's not all the way sad.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He does cry a lot,
Yeah, yeah. She's a crier.
She's a crier.
but that makes sense given seeing her friend be shot.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
like that would probably make me a crier too.
That would also make me a crier.
Okay.
Questions.
Okay, so our first question is what would you do if you were in Star's shoes? Lillian, do you want to start?
Okay. I think. Ooh. I understand her conflicts to like speak up, but I feel like I would speak up. Like, I don't think I'd like wait that long because like
Oh.
she had her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth before she finally decided, oh, I'm gonna speak up, but it's gonna be anonymous. I think I'd straight up just come out and like speak up on it. Because if I was in her shoes and I had to deal with some kind of gang leader breathing down my neck, why are you breathing down my neck? This has nothing to do with you.
It
This
really
has,
didn't.
this has nothing to do with you. I have no idea why King was so pressed, was like so like pressing on her, but it had not. He had nothing to do with it. There's nothing in that. There's nothing in that like plot line that was going to put him in trouble if she told her side of what happened in Khalil's death. So that's my thought
Yeah.
process.
What about you, Shayla?
Um, I'm not really sure. I know that like I'd be extremely stunned. Like this is something that would stay with me for like the rest of my life, as it would her. But it's just I would speak up. I probably would do it anonymously.
I can't remember why did she do like besides King
I think because the threat.
was King the only
Yeah,
reason why
for
she
like
was
death
anonymous?
threats and everything.
Yeah.
But I would do my part to make sure that people know that like everything that the news is saying that my best friend was a thug, that he was a drug dealer, like them know that like just because these are allegations, like you don't even know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
That he did not deserve to die. He didn't do anything wrong, and that cop should have consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kiana,
Uh,
what about you?
um, God, I really hope I would speak out.
I
But
really hope I
I feel
would.
like in this situation, it's like different, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but no, I hope I would speak out and get justice for my friend because I don't know, like that's the good thing to do. Um, yeah, I don't know what else I would do. I'd probably be a little depressed and
Yeah.
yeah. No,
I
but I think I'd be angry too.
I would
If
be.
there was no reason for him to die. Like it's not like he got cancer or something, you
Oh,
know?
like
Yeah.
this was
Which
murder
like still sucks, but like
It escalated real quick. Like
yeah,
he went from brushing his hair to being shot on the ground. Like
three
yeah.
times.
three times.
And that's
Three
the thing.
times.
Like shoot once for safety. I kind of understand
Exactly.
that.
If you're worried about your man's not even looking at you. How are you worried about your safety?
I'm saying you shot his back. He's trying to
Exactly.
wait for you.
And also, you can shoot someone in the foot or something and not kill them and still
Right.
disable
So he
them.
wouldn't get
Like,
away.
Because like at first he was just like he was just like, okay, step out the car. He stepped out the car, he complied. If you really needed him detained, like shoot below the belt or something. Don't straight up shoot
right?
the bill. That
Like,
doesn't make
don't
any sense.
What'd you say, Shayla?
I said he just shot him straight in the middle of his back like he was being such a big old threat.
Exactly. And then the way he spun the story around later in the book,
Because he's just a
he's
kid.
like, I had a family, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to make it home. Bro,
And
he's
his
not even
dad
paying
was,
attention to you.
oh my gosh, his dad was on the news talking about, oh, he has a family. He was scared for his life. You know, he's just doing his job. He shouldn't be.
That's
Exactly.
not your job. Your job isn't to shoot people. I
Exactly.
hate to say it.
Hate to say it. Your job isn't to shoot people. If you're that
Yeah.
worried about being hurt on the job, you should not be on that job.
Mm,
No. Get a new job, retire. Not even, yeah, just change your career path.
Retire, change your career if you need the money, but like out of the police force you go.
Yeah. Okay. Our next question is why is Maverick moving Devontae out of the hood, but not his family?
ugh.
It's something about roots. I feel like
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, I was born here. I'm gonna die here," because that's how a lot of people like. That's how a lot of people think, essentially. I'm like, how are you willing to get a? But it still doesn't make any sense how he was so willing to get a kid out of like a bad neighborhood because he knew it was. He clearly knew it was a bad neighborhood,
Oh, he did.
but he wanted to keep his children, especially Star, who saw her best friend get shot in
Two
the
of
same
them.
in that neighborhood. That doesn't make any sense, bro. And you want to be like, oh, they're gonna look at me differently. They already look at you differently because you left their gang.
Yeah.
You're no longer essentially protected because you're in a gang. So like you already have like they're already talking some kind of way about you. Just leave.
Well, if we're being fair, Maverick did still have like the street credit,
He
even
did
though
He
he
did.
he still did have the streak at it, but like, bro, you're out the game. You're
yeah.
old, retire.
And your
You
kids
essentially
aren't, you
are
don't, he doesn't want
retired.
his kids in the game either.
You
So,
just run your store. Sure, you have the
mhm.
street cred, and your children essentially do too. But if you know, like this neighborhood is over here flipping on you guys, why are you still here? And why are you making such a big deal about you guys leaving? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it really doesn't. He probably, I don't know. It's probably more emotional for him than like logical because like we're thinking about it really logically. Like it's not a safe neighborhood, so you move somewhere else. But like I
Yeah.
think to him it was more like this is where I've always been, like why and like
Like I said, it's probably
where
the
his heart
roots.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like his roots, like what you said, yeah.
yeah.
I'd also say because he knew that like Devontae was actually like being targeted
Mm.
by a gang.
But
So he knew like he felt like he
Star was
owed it to
also
him
being
because
targeted by King.
you're right.
Had a vendetta against King, and it's crazy the fact he would get Devontae out. He would get Devontae out before he gets his own daughter out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe he feels more compassion for Devontae because he was in his shoes,
Maybe.
Yeah.
like when he was younger. And Star's situation is just enough different that he doesn't see it in the same light or like as urgent, even though they're both like kind of the same thing if you dumb it down.
Like,
But
Guilty furious situations.
mhm.
But that's like the only reason that I could think that he would want to get Devontae out is just because he's been in his shoes before and he knows like well, that's another thing because Devontae was also like kicked out of his house. Like
Yeah,
he really did not
he
have
had
a
nowhere to go. Yeah.
star did. And she did have her ex drug lord dad to protect her. Devontae was on his
ex drug lord.
own.
As my phone fell.
After we asked the questions, I have like two more. I have like two that I would like thought of like 10 seconds ago.
You can ask him
Oh,
right now. Like,
oh, okay.
I only
So,
have three questions written down. Yeah.
okay, one of the questions I wanted to ask was, uh, oh, the her little baby, her little baby brother. What's his name?
Sakani.
Yeah, Sakani. You know, like how he gets the gun like at the like end, like towards like when all the big drama is happening, and you know how he gets the gun and starts pointing it at like I think King.
Hmm.
How'd y'all like feel about that part?
That was honestly insane. Did that happen in the book? Because I know it happened in the movie.
I think it did happen in the book. Let me see
Is
if I can.
it? Guys, I don't remember that part. And I haven't watched the movie.
Mm.
So I don't think
Movie
we
was such
have
a waste
whatever
compared to the book. Oh my God.
But I know that that did happen at the movie. And when I saw that, it was insane. Like I remember watching that at like my summer camp. Like we watched this
Oh,
movie at my summer camp, and it was just kind of like time froze, you know? Like what do you do when your son is standing outside of a burning building holding a gun at a drug lord in front of the cops?
oh no, maybe that did happen in the book.
I feel like it did. I'm trying to find it. Give me a sec.
It's coming back because I read the book most recently, like months ago. So it's like the
Hmm.
details aren't all there. But no, that's so sad that the kid has been so like desensitized to these things that it's just something that like not automatic he would automatically do, but it's like a reflex-ish for him. Like it was just his reaction to the situation.
It could have
And
been, yeah.
But
what?
for him
I
to
said
have
it
that
could have been,
courage,
yeah.
Yeah.
for him to have the courage to do that
Yes.
as like a kid under 10 years old is insane.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I might have found it. Give me 1 second.
Hmm.
Okay.
Also, oh my God, as I'm reading this, the fact that King lit a fire in the shop while he knew the kids were in there.
Hmm.
Right?
And then
Bro, those are
We don't
kids.
care who gets hurt.
no, I'm saying like
Those are kids. What big of a vendetta do you have against these kids?
it's not like they're threatening your life, sir. They're
It,
not taking away your money. You
They're
might
really
go to
not.
jail, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Which you need to be in jail.
No, I
Like
feel like
people
at that
are
point he's
supposed to
just
run
so
from his
power
mouth.
hungry.
Hmm.
And anyone who might take that power away, it's gotta go.
actually, did it happen in the book?
I really don't remember it happening in the book.
I'm actually looking back at it. I don't think it did because the
I
way
feel like that's something big that I would remember.
I think they changed what happened because this ending of the book is like, King sets the store on fire. Um,
Mhm.
Maverick sees the store on fire and he's like he can see his children inside and he starts yelling. Then he sees King off to the side laughing with his boys and he like starts going over there and start tries to start a fire or something. Then some firefighters and cops come and I think they start like asking him questions like did you guys see who did it and whatnot and her dad snitches and was like, oh, King did it, like we saw,
Yeah.
like, but they were like, we don't have any evidence because like he didn't actually see him start it, but like the neighbors start saying that they saw
Yeah,
uh
because that one old
yeah,
guy with the shop next door said
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's it because then they got the children out, they talking, they arrest they arrest King. So I think they changed the big ending in the movie to the book.
Okay, I'm so glad I didn't forget that. I was gonna be like, oh my God. Like,
No. Also,
hmm.
wish we had more like Chris and Maverick. God.
Mm.
Honestly,
That
I wish we had more Seven, Star, Chris, and Devontae all together.
I'm
That was
saying.
that was an insane group.
It was.
Because like right before the protest happened, when all four of them were together, oh, that was funny. That was funny.
My favorite part of the book right there.
No,
Oh, for
truly.
real, yeah.
I don't. It made like it made the book more human
Hmm.
instead of it being just like a social book, like a social rights kind of book.
Yeah.
It made the book feel like more
Like just a teenage
real.
book. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like they're still teenagers to the end of the day.
Yeah. Which is definitely easy to forget with
Yeah,
the story that they tell.
William, did you have another question?
I did, but I honestly can't really remember. Maybe it'll come back to me. Kiana, you can ask. What is it?
Okay. My next question is, sorry, hold on. Okay. So you guys as Black people, how do you read this book? And like what emotions do you feel? Because this is a situation that could happen in your real life, and it's a situation that could happen in my friend's life, but like it's not like if I were gonna go somewhere with my white friend, I'm not worried about them being shot, like which is a sad reality that people even have to worry about that. Like how do you guys read the book differently? And because I understand that it's not a made up story, but also I'm enough removed from the situation that I can, I don't know, like distance myself a little, so like could be imaginary, but like obviously like it's not, like I know that it's not.
Mhm.
But I don't know. So like how do you guys, does that make sense at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, I'd read this as like the way that I read this is like this could happen to me. Like I know that it hasn't happened to me and I pray that it never does, but like it just puts me in this mindset like when I ask the question like wh- how would well goodness gracious. What would you do if you were in Star shoes? Hold on.
My mom came in with a Christmas gift. She just walked in. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what you doing? Let's open it together." I'm wrapping. It's like ASMR.
Boxing. Come on.
We have spearmint and eucalyptus Lux bath with vitamin E and shea oil.
Nice.
Right? Is this like soap? I think it is. Yeah. There's a bubble on top. It smells good. Okay, hold on. And then there's also
A
we have
candle
my
or body lotion?
body butter.
Fun.
Yes. Oh, they smell good. Okay, Shayla, you can continue.
Get back.
Saying what would you do if you were in Star shoes? That's kind of like how I read the book. Like
Yeah.
if this were to happen to me in real life, it's kind of like me preparing, like kind of like a stay ready so you don't have to get ready situation.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
When I read it, there's a part in the like like as she's in the car with Khalil and they get pulled over, there's a part where she's recounting the rules that her dad gave her whenever she got if she ever got pulled over by the cops or anything. And I do remember like my dad giving me that same conversation. And like reading it back, I was like, yeah, this is something that is completely real. And like it like as much as I say like want to say like it doesn't hurt me that much, I like if I'm driving and I see a police car, I like automatically like freeze. Like I'm like, I don't know what could happen. They could just think, oh, uh they could be like a normal person about it and be like, oh, whatever, it's just a person driving. But you never know if they'll be like, oh, I want to cause some problems today, so I'm just gonna pull you over for no reason. So
Yeah. Yeah, my I remember my middle school teacher, I think. Yeah, I think she was my sixth grade teacher. She was a black lady, and she was, I don't remember, she's a history teacher, and she was teaching us about something. I don't really remember what it was.
yeah,
Um, but she was talking about how she, as a black woman, has to have this conversation with her black kids of like what to do when you like encounter a police officer. And like in my white family, like we don't have to do that, you know?
yeah.
And it's just it's sad to see the difference and that some people have to live with such caution, I guess, and like for an unnecessary reason.
And I especially think with this book coming out, but like before the 2020 protest, like how much like it's gotten. Because like
Yeah.
the protests were huge. And
Yeah.
then when I was reading the book, I was like, oh, it's not like I get like it was a big thing, but I don't think it would cause this much uproar. But then the 2020 like protest happened, and I was like, wow, this is like the whole world protesting, like
Yeah.
protesting one country's like police system, I guess. And I was like, this is just insane to see.
Yeah. No, it's really heartbreaking what the police are
Yeah.
and were and have become. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Question away.
What are our opinions on Star having to code switch?
It
Like being Williamson Star at school and then normal Star at home.
It makes complete. I don't even think she's really normal star at home either, because you know, like how she would be hanging out with Kenya. It felt like she still had to like like code switch to like make herself blacker to like be with Kenya. Then when she was
Yeah.
with her like white friends, she would like code switch to be like them. So I was like, is there any point in here where she's like actually herself? And I think it was
Right.
when she was with her boyfriend Chris. I think that was like her real self. Like she didn't really try to
Yeah,
play each side. Like she was just being herself.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. Code switching is hard. I feel like it's something that a lot of people do, even like not racially based, but like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
go to a different
Like
friend
customer
group.
service code switching. Oh,
Yes.
like I can go from literally to like talk about the worst thing ever, and then as soon as I see a customer, hi, welcome in. How can I help you?
Yeah. Yeah, or like, oh, this friend group, I'm not gonna say these things around, but this other friend group, like I can, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
Or like I talk to my little sister different than I would talk to my little brother or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
But Star does it a lot. Like an extra amount, I feel like, which is probably really hard for her to find her identity and like who she is, especially within all this, like with this God words, especially within this really traumatic event.
yeah.
What do you think, Shayla?
Gonna say basically what you said, Kiana. Like this happened during her teenage years, and your teenage years are like your formative years where you get to explore and figure things out. But no,
Yeah.
to basically fight against the world to try
Hmm.
and get justice for her friend that she got saw get killed. And so it's like she can't, she never got the chance to be a normal teenager because of society.
Yeah.
But also another thing, like
Hmm.
throughout this whole thing, she maintained a boyfriend. And do you guys remember that that one part of the book where they're in the whatever car they drove to prom and like
Oh,
she just
was it Seven's car
like breaks
that
down?
broke down? Yeah.
No,
Huh?
but like that scene was crazy to me. Not like crazy, crazy, but just kind of like it was so heavy because even when she was with Chris, like she couldn't truly be herself because she felt scared to tell him about the hardships that she went through.
Yeah. But like she did end up telling him.
Yeah, but just kind of like when she the need to keep that part of her secret.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You know how sometimes teenagers be, we get where something happens and we're like, oh, I can't tell you.
Yeah. Gotta deal with this one on my
I
own.
gotta deal with this on my own. I gotta find my way
Yeah.
and whatever else. But oh, the part where she brought Chris to meet her dad. Ooh, that
That
got me
was
shaking in my boots.
wait, when did that happen?
That happened like when
When,
I think it was when because she was going to their school dance, I think it was after
I
she
thought it was before that.
was it before?
I thought didn't they meet
Oh, I think
like at her
it might
uncle's
have
house
been
or something?
before, and Chris came to pick her up,
no, no, wait.
or was
In
it
the
after?
in the book, they met on Maverick and Chris met on accident.
Yeah.
They were at Uncle Carlos's house, and Chris saw them come, but he didn't know that her dad was with her. And then so he's at the door, and she's talking to him, and then Maverick comes and was like, "Who is this?" And then
Oh,
started asked to.
wait, yes, I do remember that. But is that is does Chris leave after that? Because that was like a brief meeting, right?
I think he
No,
did.
I don't.
When she
No,
like
Maverick left after that.
Maverick
Oh,
left after
he
that.
did because he was upset.
He was
Oh, okay.
really mad.
I was thinking about the part where like she formally introduced him as as her boyfriend, and Maverick had to get all macho about it, and he was like, usually girls bring home like boys that look like their dad, and you brought home
Oh,
this guy.
that was crazy.
I was like,
That
bro,
happened in the
you're
store.
like, don't make me mad, I swear, bro.
It's not about you,
It's not about you. Let her like let her like who she like. Please be
right?
happy, move on.
But I feel like I could kind of understand where he's coming from.
I guess,
Not like,
but he dragged it on too much.
oh,
He did drag it on a lot. I feel like it's really not
Because
even about.
at first he was just calling him white boy. Then towards the end, like he's like, oh, playing plain old Chris, bro. You're dragging it on. I get that dads are supposed to be intimidating to their girls' boyfriends, but you're dragging it on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, let's
No,
talk
I feel like
about Uncle Carlos is an op.
Mm.
Uncle
that
Carlos
that one got me.
an op. How's she gonna sit here in your face and be like, if you were in this police officer's shoes, what would you do? And he'd be like, I'd do the same thing. Huh?
Yeah. Wait, but then he rethought it. I
I
feel
don't think he would do the same thing though,
I don't think he would.
because
So I don't
if
understand
that
why he
white
said
police
he would.
officer, yeah, no, if that white police officer were in the same exact position, but it was two white kids, like that wouldn't have happened. So let's
Exactly.
be so for real, guys.
but I feel like he later on in the book, like
Later
he
on in the book, he did switch up, but I'm like, how?
Hmm.
But I'm like, you were raised in this same neighborhood, and now because you think you got out, you better than everybody, and you think you follow
He
in the white
really
people's rules.
does.
You're still black to the end of the day, sir.
Yeah.
You gonna say you're gonna do the same thing because you didn't know whether it was gun or not? Please, okay.
yep.
I feel like in this book, like racial stereotypes were really
It was
drawn
heavy.
out.
It was.
What'd you say?
I said it was heavy.
It was. Like especially like the white kid lives in the nice neighborhood, the black kid lives in the
Yeah.
not as nice neighborhood. And like just the little things like that. And like, oh, your dad was a drug lord. And oh, like, like I don't know, all those things. It was really not that to say that that some of those stereotypes aren't true, but it was very, I don't know, stereotypical
Yeah.
racially.
But it's kind of like she took those stereotypes and kind of like turned it and showed the other side of it.
Yeah. Oh no, she tried to like bridge the gap between the stereotypes, I feel like.
It's like, yes, you could be a drug lord at one point, but she's showing that just like any other person can change, anybody who was in a gang or a drug dealer could change and
Yeah.
not do that anymore. And that's what she shows through Maverick's character development.
Yeah. And no, that part is cool to see how he can. I think he really back to like why they didn't want to move. Maybe it was like, wait, hold on, guys. I had a really good thought and it just left my brain. Oh, wait, I got it again. Okay. Maybe he wanted to show that he could change who he was as a person and like not deal drugs anymore and do stuff like that and still exist in the place where like still exist in the place in his neighborhood with surrounded by his people, I guess, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I also like how everybody at the end came together and be
Yeah.
like They were like tired of being terrorized by King, so they finally came together and was like, "Oh, let's put him in jail, please." That man should have been in
Yes.
jail
I'm
for
saying,
being on his
So
wife and
long.
children, for beating on his wife and children. Oh
Mhm.
my God, do you guys remember that funeral scene
That was really
in the book,
sad.
yes.
when when King comes in during Khalil's funeral with his who is it, his girlfriend, his wife, question mark, don't know.
Yes. They weren't even,
Had
they
his,
weren't
then had
married.
his boys put a bandana on his grave, bro.
Why would you do
You're
that?
trying to
Wait a
save
minute, wait a
face.
minute.
You're trying to save face. This man Khalil rejected being a part of your crew, and you're mad. But you want to save face and over here and act like he was a part of your gang. He was not. His
King is,
mother was right to yell at y'all.
I'm
Oh,
saying,
she was.
King was the most childish character in this book.
Truly, you tell me at your
He's
grown
like a little
age. You
bully,
tell me at your grown age, you're beefing with a child like this.
right?
Like, go get a job.
Truly,
Mind your own business. Like, why are we beating on people? For what?
why
Like,
are we
what purpose
beating
do you
on
bring
people, bro? Why
your daughters at that?
your daughters,
That was
your
insane.
girlfriend slash wife? I don't know if they were married or not. And then the fact that Seven felt like he was obligated to be over there so he could protect them. That is not something a teenager should have to worry about.
No. No, it's not.
This book shows us that like some people do have to grow up
Oh
way earlier
yeah.
than we need to,
Yeah.
and it's not even their fault.
No. It's really external. I feel like whenever kids grow up that fast, it's usually external circumstances and usually their parents, cough cough, or whatever parental figures they have at home just really not doing their job.
Right.
Is it a wrap? Like, do we have more thoughts on the book, anyone? It was a
Um,
good book, guys. The writing was great.
It was such a great book.
The page turner for real.
Page turn. I don't got any thoughts on my part.
Yeah, me either. Do you have
ye-
anything, Shayla?
um, not Khalil's mom. Oh my gosh, Khalil's mom. She actually kind of made me mad when she first came in.
Was she?
Yeah.
Khalil's mom was a drug addict,
Yeah.
and like,
His grandma, though, has my heart. Like, oh my God.
Yes.
oh my goodness. But like Khalil's mom, like I kind of felt how Star felt. Like she was mad at his mom because she came in out of nowhere. Like she was in and out of Khalil's life all the time. And then
Was
she's
like, my baby, my baby. I get that is your child, but like at some point he stopped being your child because you just weren't around.
I'm
We're
saying
absent from his life for how long? And now we're gonna come back.
like
Too late.
She didn't even come back into his life for real. He was already dead.
I'm saying
Yep.
and the fact that like he was selling drugs to pay her debts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he went to King, right?
Yes, like
Yeah.
he was selling drugs to help his grandma who had cancer and
Yeah.
to pay the debt that his mom had from taking drugs and not paying for them. And so it's just the fact that like the whole thing is just worked against us all.
Yeah.
Yeah. The system is really set up
Yeah.
for certain people and to disadvantage others. The why didn't why didn't Khalil go to Maverick?
I
He
think
did.
he what did he? I
He
think
did. Like he worked in the store for a while, but he wasn't getting like Patrick
Just
wasn't
oh, he
paying.
felt like he wasn't going anywhere with it, so
I mean, he probably wasn't. Like, no
yeah,
hate. It's just like a
it's a
regular
store.
job like that.
Yeah. If you getting paid minimum wage.
Uh-huh.
The debt she racked up, oh, it's probably not enough.
Yeah. That's so sad that he had to when kids have to make up for their parents' mistakes.
Yeah.
Kid growing up too fast.
Mhm. It's a shame.
Tis.
All right, we got less than 3 minutes. We gotta end it here.
All
That's
right.
great. I feel like that was good, guys.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.